So good morning everyone. Good morning, and today we are going to have a full video, a full teaching about the seasons of life. So recently I've talked about the seasons of life, and today I just want to mention why it is important for every believer to understand the seasons. As I mentioned earlier, that the seasons of life are more similar to the seasons of the year that we experience. We can be in the same room, but I am in a different season. You are in a different season. The reason why you should understand this is because most of the times we get confused. We don't understand why we are in that situation, why we are going through what we are going through. But when we understand the seasons, we'll endure and pass through those seasons gracefully, because God promised that He will never leave us, He will never forsake us. So if you are a child of God, you may ask, but why should God allow us to pass through these things? God never said that we'll never pass through the fire. He said that we'll pass through the fire because He's with us. Will not be set ablaze. No smell of smoke will be found on us. Just like Daniel and his friends, they were in the furnace, but not even a smell of smoke could be found on them. We will pass through the waters, but we will not be drowned. That's what God promised, right? So the seasons of life will happen to each and every one of us. Again, remember Ecclesiastes says that there is a purpose for every season under the sun. So by understanding different seasons of our lives, it also changes our perspective that the time that we are passing through will soon pass. Nothing lasts forever. No season lasts forever. So welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, my name is Jessica. And on this channel, we are moving towards sharing how God speaks. Summer, for example, it's a month of abundance. It's a month of plenty, a month where you are surrounded by opportunities, right? Even if it looks like there's nothing to do in summer, you have everything at your disposal. It's not always true. You need to be on guard because the enemy doesn't sleep. So be on guard. For example, Job was very cautious about the life of his children. After feasting, the Bible tells us that he would go and make sacrifices of atonement, lest any one of them sin in their heart. No matter how much God has blessed him with, he was always careful about how he walked in his journey. This is how Job protected his values, and this is how he was on guard against the enemy. But the Bible tells us that Job's season changed drastically. It was so fast, right? It was very fast. Soon this happened, and before the other calamity ended, another worker came running to him. Your children have died. Your livestock have been attacked. Your workers have been attacked. I am the only one who survived. You see how seasons change? So calamity fell on Job. So when calamity fall on us, most of us get confused. We get confused. We don't understand. We start contacting wrong people. We start running to shrines. We start consulting witch doctors. We start asking advices from wrong people because we do not understand that it's a change of seasons. It's a change of seasons. So the season of autumn, because normally it's a season of harvesting. It's a season of harvesting. The enemy want to come plant tares among the weeds. Remember, there's a scripture that says that when the farmer was sleeping, the enemy came in at night and planted tares among the weeds, so that what can spring up in your garden can be weeds to suffocate whatever you have planted. So remember, when Job was being tested in this way, his friends came with all their advices and all their opinions, they try to plant seeds of doubt in his mind, right? So that whatever he has planted, all the years that he have spent sacrificing for his children, walking in integrity with God, so that all the years of his work can be destroyed. Imagine if Job have walked his entire life and he has never cursed God once. They are coming to plant wrong seeds in your mind. Job never gave in. He never accepted the seeds that the enemy was bringing to him. So now can you understand why it was very important for you to be mindful of the enemy when you were in your summer? Because earlier on I said that in summer, when everything is good, you should watch out for your enemy. So even no matter how much everything is good, you are going to church, you are having plenty of everything that you ever wanted in your life, watch out for your enemy. So Job walked in integrity with God, ensured that his walk with God one day will speak on his behalf. One day will speak on his behalf. That's why he never, even in his calamity, doubted God. So if you are going through calamity right now, your season look like it's changing from summer. Your opportunities are becoming scarce. You are just going through some things that you don't understand. It could be a sickness. It could be, anything, but it's at the beginning of that season. Make sure that you don't accept advice from wrong people. Make sure that you are not surrounded by weak people. You are not surrounded by weak people, right? Because they are a weakling to you. Because they are a weakling. They are more like just leaves, right? You need to lose them as you are approaching your harsh season. You need to lose some of the weak things that you have surrounded yourself with, whether it's habits, whether it's your addictions, whether it's friends that are weak. There are certain times in your life that you need to surround yourself with strong people, with prayer warriors, with people that will help you to push you forward when you go through some stuff in your life. So as a tree loses its leaves, you also need to lose fragile things that you have surrounded yourself with. And this includes certain people in your life. I'm not saying cut them off, but you reduce your interaction with them. Because where you are going, where you are heading to, you don't want to hear advice from these people. They might even take you to wrong places. They might take you to witch doctors and shrines to look for advice. Just like Job's friends. He had good friends who came to him at the time that he really needed them. But what kind of advice were they giving him? What kind of advice was Job's wife giving him? If you look at that, you might reconsider that when I am in a certain situation, I don't want who and who around me. So here are the main keys to handle your winters. Number 1, be patient. Be patient. Patience is one of those important virtues that sometimes we were forced by circumstances to be patient, right? So be patient. Never stop praying. Never stop believing. Hannah, a woman who cried and prayed and visited the house of God because she wanted a child. She patiently waited until her wish was granted. So be patient. Don't lose your belief in God. Number 2, be determined. Be determined. In your mind, don't be defeated. Circumstances outside may seem like you have been defeated. Other people may look at you and say that she is defeated. Why can't she just give up? Don't accept defeat. Don't be defeated. Never be defeated in your mind. So be determined, right? Number 3, don't give up. Don't give up. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. Though your soul, your spirit sometimes may be weary and tired, don't give up. The night doesn't last forever. It will always give way to the day. It will always give way to the break of dawn. So after a while, winter will soon pass. It will soon give way to spring. It will soon give way to light, to opportunities, to joy again. Remember, no season lasts forever. So, welcome to spring. Welcome to springtime. Springtime in the business language is known as the time of opportunities. It's a time of chance. Scripture says that time and chance happens to all. Here's the challenge in the time of springtime. If you have been long in winter, if you have been exposed to winter for such a long time, sometimes your thoughts was to give up. But if the window of opportunity opens, you may not be ready to see it. So you need to push yourself forward in order to grab the opportunities when they arise. You need to push yourself forward in order to take hold of these opportunities. Remember, just like any other season, springtime also doesn't last forever. It will soon give way to summer. When a door opens, do not doubt yourself. When a door opens, do not doubt yourself. Remember that if God opens the door, nobody will close it. Nobody will close it, right? But and then also remember that if a door opens and you don't walk through it, somebody else will walk through the door. Remember a man who was always at the pool. I think it was at the pool of Bethesda, where people would go in and swim in this water and they will be healed. He was always near the pool, but because he was paralyzed, nobody could help him in the water. An opportunity of healing was right before him, but he could not crawl there because he waited for somebody to help him into the water. Sometimes opportunities also present themselves before us, but we want help from people. We want help. Remember what happened to the woman of the issue of blood. The Bible recorded that when she heard that Jesus was in town, she crawled and she was determined that even if I could touch the hem of Jesus' garment, I will be healed. That was determination. That was determination. She didn't wait for anybody to come pick her up. She crawled so that she can at least even get a feel of Jesus' garment. That's determination. So when you are going through circumstances where we call winter, windows of opportunities will open. Windows of opportunities will present themselves. God will open doors in your life. He will bring people, destiny helpers. But if you don't take hold of these opportunities, they will soon close, because remember, we live in seasons and seasons don't last forever. So my friend, don't take opportunities for granted. It could be a man of your dream who have just shown up at your office, at work, a man that fits the description of the kind of man that you want to marry, is employed at your company and he's being friendly with you, he's trying to get your attention. It could be an opportunity, right? Or you are introduced, your friend maybe is trying to set you up with someone that she knows could be a good fit for you. You are declining the appointments. Opportunities don't last forever. And soon, as we know that seasons change, we are now being transitioned to summer, right? So this is how seasons actually present themselves to us. And let's now look at summer. So now, once again, we are back to summertime. Summertime, while opportunities were there that you never took a chance of. People have moved forward. Now they are busy trading, selling, getting married, do all kinds of things. Now, while you are supposed to be on the lookout for your enemies and protect your values and all these things, you are still looking for opportunities. But if you took hold of the opportunities in spring, then your summer is now the time for you, to trade, do business, upgrade yourself, get married, do all you can, again with the vigilance of knowing that the enemy is on the lookout for you and your values. This is what we had for our seasons. We had summer, which is a time of joy and abundance. We have autumn, which is a time of harvest. Now you are harvesting what you have sown in your summer, whether you have sown in people's lives, you have sown in your own lives, you have sown in your career, in business, in all what you have done. Now you are reaping in harvest time, which is autumn. And autumn is not only for harvesting, it's also a time of storing for the winter that is coming, right? When hardship comes, they have already invested and they can go back to what they have invested. So this is what happened in the life of Jobs, because when he was in abundance and joy and everything, he could make sacrifices to make atonement for his children. So when calamity came upon him, he was never afraid. He was never scared at all. If you have served God faithful, God will never leave you. He will never forsake you. But make sure that the kind of life that you live will bring a good harvest for you. So can you see how God created everything so beautiful in its time? God created everything so beautiful in its time so that we don't lack anything at all, so that we don't worry about anything at all. God says that He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. So thank you for listening. And this was all about the seasons that I wanted to present to you. It's a very, very beautiful topic. I hope you are blessed. You have learned something and you know what kind of seasons you are passing through at this moment in time. Remembering that seasons don't last forever. They will always give way to the new season. Remember to be patient, be determined, be prayerful, and walk in integrity. So God bless you and stay well, and we'll talk again.